Hello, students. You're welcome to today's class. This is Math Online Classroom with Math Experience, and I am Precious, your tutor. Okay, so remember that we are currently in our lesson 4 for the week 1, and which happens to be the last lesson for the week. Okay, so I believe that you have followed us through the beginning topic being the revision of some of the things you saw in primary school, of which some of them we are actually doing now. And then we later saw counting, we later saw the Roman system of counting. And now we are in a topic that says the place value system. Okay, so all we have been doing is all under the big topic development of number systems or development of numbers. Okay, so what is this system all about? This is actually the most common system we use today in writing and counting numbers, which is the base 10 system of counting. So why is it called the place value system? It actually has those three names. Either you call it the base 10 system, the place value system, or what we call the Hindu Arabic system. And I will explain to you the reason we call it all of these names. Okay, so it makes use of these 10 symbols. Remember, I told you that numbers are actually symbols that represent quantities. Okay, just as you have in other system of counting, like the tally system, we use symbols like the tallies. This to represent 1, this to represent 2, 3, 4, 5. You tie it up. Then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You tie it up just like that. So this represents 10 and so on. So, and while in Roman numerals, you have your I, V, and X, and XX, and C, and all of that to represent numbers here. Now, this one has only 10 symbols. And that is why we needed to develop to this point, because we were using Roman system and we discovered that, or for instance, starting from the tally, we discovered that for you to represent numbers like 100 in tally system, it will take almost the whole space on this board. Not to talk about 1,000, not to talk about 1 million. How do you represent 1 million using your tally? That's going to be a lot of stress. And the same thing happened in Roman numerals. We discovered that the symbols are changing and all of that. For instance, the symbol for 10,000 in Roman numerals is like this. You have something this way and then this way. So imagine having to memorize a lot of symbols just for numbers. And that's why we discovered that to use these two systems is not going to be efficient. It won't be sustainable to count large numbers like billions, like millions, like trillions. Okay, and that is how we got over this particular system, which makes use of only these 10 symbols. And then what it does is that it now places them on different positions, and the position of each of them at a particular time now gives the value to that particular one. Okay, so for instance, if I have something like 111 in this system, all of them are the same symbol 1, but they represent different numbers because of their position. The one here is 1 unit, the one here is 110, which is 10, and the one here is 100. Okay, so and that is what this system is all about. So it's a system that makes use of these 10 symbols and then gives values to numbers depending on their position. Now, these symbols are called digits. So a combination of them now gives you what we call numbers. All right. And then this is how we give them their values depending on their position. The first one to the right is called unit. And the second one, the one following it, is called tens. This one is hundreds. This one is thousands. I'm aware you are used to this, but I'm just showing you a background of how this came about. The next after this will now become tens of thousands. This is unit of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. Then you go to million, units of million, tens of millions, and just like that, and up to billion, up to trillion, and so on. Now, we also have the smaller part where you have fractions, and that's also the shortfall of these other systems. they don't have representations for fractions. Okay, so but this particular place value system has representations for them. So for fractions, after your decimal point, the first digit is the tenths, while the second digit is the hundredths, the third is the thousands, and so on and so forth. So depending on what you're given, if you're asked to find the place value of a particular digit, you, depending on the position, you should be able to say what the place value is. All right. Okay, so remember I said that this is also called the Hindu-Arabic system. Why? Because this system was actually developed or originated from the Hindus in India. Okay, so the Hindus in India developed this system, and then it was given popularity by the Arabian traders. So the Arabian traders took it to Europe, and then they were able to use it to make calculations as businessmen without needing the abacus. Remember, you need the abacus to do calculations such as addition or subtraction and all of that. So that gave popularity to this system. And so a combination of the two, that's why you call it the Hindu-Arabic system. All right. So having laid that foundation, now let's now get into the mathematics in it. Okay, so for instance here, the one of the things we can ask you is that we can say find the place value of digits. I already mentioned it here. So what is the place value of 8? You can see the 8 is the first digit after the decimal point, and according to that, that is your 8 tenths, right? So if they ask you to write it in digits without putting words, okay, so tenths means 0 point, that digit. And the easiest way to do it, I did a video which I'm going to tag on this, which will help you, is you have 1.85. If they ask you to get the place value in digits only, just turn every other digit apart from that one you're looking for its place value into 0. So if I turn this one to 0, I have 0.8, then this one will be 0. And you know when 0 is behind a digit, you can just easily remove it. So this 8 here actually represents 0.8. And it is this 0.8 that we write as 8 tenths. Okay? All right, so how about the example B? 1 in this. This is your tenth, this is your hundredth, this is your thousandth. So that 1 means 1,000ths. Then what about the 1 in this? This is a whole number. So of course, when it is a whole number, always start from the right. When it is decimal, start from the first after the decimal point and count. Then when it is a whole number, start from the last digit. So this is unit, this is 10, this is 100. So that 1 there is simply 100. And then lastly, 6 in this, like I said, this is a whole number. So I start from here. This is 2 units, 10, 100, 1,000, tens of thousands. So this you can write as 610,000, or you can write it as 610 means 60. So you can write it as 60,000. But I'm going to write it as 610,000. All right. So that is the place value of the digits you have as represented in the example. Okay, so let's look at the example 2. What is 6.5 million all in digits, in full digits? So very simple. What to do here is just break it down into 2. Now, first of all, this is going to give us 6.5. And then the next thing is, what is million in digits? So your million in digits is 1 and 6 zeros. Okay, so very simple. And then your last answer is going to be this. Let me show you what you're going to do. We are still going to see this when we get to standard form, something like this. So what are you going to do? You are going to write your 6. Now, you will write your 5 and remove this point because you are multiplying. Now, this point that you removed now will cancel 1 0. Okay? And then you know how to multiply numbers with zeros. So you just attach all these 5 zeros remaining here. And so you have 0 0 and then the remaining 3 zeros. then multiply by 1, so which is still the same thing. So your 6.5 million is the same thing as 6,500,000. Did you get that? Yes. Let's take another example. So this one is 10.62 multiplied by 1 billion is 9 zeros. So I have 00. So I'll do the same thing, bring down my naira and then bring down my 10. Now the point will go, but remember that there are two digits here. So the first digit will cancel 1 0, the second digit will cancel the second 0, okay? And then the remaining zeros, you will attach them here. So you have 0 here, you can put comma here if you want, then these 6 zeros will come here. All right, and you are done. So your value is simply 10,620,000,000. All right, and then the last one, the same approach. So look at this one. You have dollars here to 0.25, and it is being multiplied by 1 million. Again, is 6 zeros. Okay. So what do? I bring down my dollars. And then in this case now, what you have is 0. So you are not going to bring it down, but even if you bring it down later, you can remove it. So, but I would say, no, don't bother bringing it down since it's just 0. 0 is nothing. So here, you are going to start by removing the decimal point. So if you remove it, write the first digit, you cancel 1, write the second digit, you cancel another. Okay. And then you can now attach the remaining zeros. So you have 4 zeros left, and that is giving you $250,000. Okay, so that's how to write a mixture of digits and numbers as digits only. And then let's look at the third example, which is the reverse. If you are given this form, can you write it as a mixture of the two? You have some numbers and you have to write them as mixtures of digits and words. Okay, so starting with this, very simple. You can read it first. This is 1,500,000. So what do? You start by, if you watch the one we did, first of all, you notice that this is up to 1,000,000. Okay. So since it's up to 1,000,000 and it is just unit million, so after the first million, see what you will do. You put your decimal point. So this is going to be something like 1.5. So every other thing is zeros, then multiplied by. So see, you will now check from the decimal point, how many digits do you have? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 digits. So you put your 1 and attach the number of zeros. That's the number of digits you have. You attach them as zeros. So which is 6 zeros. So that gives you 1 million. So in other words, this number here is 1.5. Then you write this in word as million. So it's 1.5 million. Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay, so doing this one, very simple as well. So this is going to give us, after you check, read it first. This is 5,610,000,000. Okay. So since it is unit billion, once it is unit, after the first digit, you put your decimal point. Okay, so this is going to be 5 points. Then every other digit that is significant, you write it. So 6 and then 1. All right. Then multiplied by 1. Then count the number of digits after this, which is 9. And that is 9 zeros. Okay. And your 9 zeros is billion. So, and that's going to give us 5.61 billion as the solution. Okay, the other question I would want to ask is, what will you do if it is not unit? I've been mentioning unit. What if it is not unit? What are you going to do? Okay, so let's assume what you have here is something like 200. Oh, sorry, this is 21,500,000. Okay, so when it is tens, so if it is in tens, then after the first two digits, you can put your decimal point, and then so this is going to become something like So this is going to become 21.5 million. Okay, that's okay. So, but if it is up to 100, if it is up to 100, let's take it that this is something like 621 million 500,000. Okay, so you can as well write 621.5 million, or you can take it to billion. And how will you do that? To take it, usually it's always best to take to billion if it is only one digit that is significant. So assuming what you have here is 600 million, then you can take it to billion. But let me show you how to do it. Let's even assume this is what you have. So what will you do? So since it is into 100, then you know that the next is going to become the unit of the bigger number. So after 100 million, the next thing you get will be billion. So you add zero. So that means this is 0 billion 621 million 500,000. So after that unit, then so you are going to put, remember I told you after unit you put your point. So you now put your 6215 as digits, and then you multiply by, remember after this you now count the digits, and the digits will be 9. So since it is 9, that means it is billion. So what you have is 0.6215 billion. All right, so either you write it this way, or you can as well write it as 621.5 million. All right, so now at the end of the class, this is your assignment. So it's just one exercise. So put this in as full digits. That's the under the example 2 we did, right? That's 0.058 billion. Write it as full digits in the comment section. And remember to subscribe to the channel. And in our next lesson, we will get into our week 2. However, I will still do a revision exercise which you would still attempt, and then I will have your answers. See you in the next lesson. Bye.